this morning. Now, the 5 accused in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial returned to the dock this morning following explosive revelations of a second docket. The eNCA Slindelo Masikane continues to track this story for us. And Slee, good to have you back. Perhaps take us through where we are with this trial.
Well, we adjourned earlier in the week, last week, and that is because the introduction of docket 375 seems to be having some material effects on how this trial is going to continue. We know that docket 375 is certainly no secret. It was introduced earlier on during cross-examination by Advocate Manisha Ledefo for accused 1 to 4, where that docket claims that those who were in the house should be arrested and charged with murder as well as defeating the ends of justice, namely those being Kelu Khumalo, Zandile Khumalo, Longwe Twala, 2 of Senzo's friends, Kelu Khumalo's mother, as well as 1 Maggie Piri, as those cited as the ones who should be charged for Meyiwa's murder. However, we know that the men currently in the dock are the ones charged under docket 636, which alleges that there was a botched robbery and perhaps a hit on Senzo Meyiwa. However, Advocate Zandile Mshololo had asked to adjourn early because she had only received the docket, in fact, last week, and she was quite scathing in her remarks about the state and how it's conducting this trial, saying that she doesn't understand why she was not privy to this docket, because it does have an effect in terms of the defense for her clients. The defense in terms of Mshololo and Defo have gone into great detail around trying to show the court that firstly the crime scene was compromised, but now that there's a secondary docket as well to this particular trial, they may be actually laying the grounds for an acquittal.
Now, Slee, with that being said, there's of course also a family here that is desperate for answers. Take us through what they're going through at this particular point and where they stand, particularly with the mention of the second docket.
It's actually the Meyiwa family has always known about this docket, and in particular Meyiwa's brother Sfiso has been very vocal from the very beginning of these men making their way to the dock in the magistrate's court back in 2020, saying that he doesn't believe at all that these men are responsible for the death of his brother. He, like Advocate Defo, has been quite vocal in terms of saying that there's a cover-up that we're seeing playing out right now, and that there were high-ranking top officials from the SAPS who are involved in this particular cover-up.
Now, with that being said, Slee, I mean, I know we're also expecting ballistics evidence, of course, that he introduced at some point.
Certainly, I mean, that is one of the evidence that we're expecting that will be presented by the state. Not only are we dealing with forensic evidence right now, but we know that there's allegedly a gun which positively places the accused at the crime scene, and we understand this is the smoking gun, to use that saying in terms of the strength of the state's case. But we've already seen the defense trying to poke holes into that evidence, saying that there's a possibility that the bullet that was found at the crime scene was actually planted. Let's take a listen to what Senzo Meyiwa had to say around this evidence.
Sikholelwa ukutheni akekho umuntu owangena lapha endlini, because kunama statements abantu abashoyo ukuthi babemi kulama positions nalama positions basiza isibhamu sikhala, baqhubeka bama kulawo ma positions. Lawo ma positions ayibavumela ukuthi babone umuntu ophumayo nongenayo kakhulu, kepha akekho umuntu waphuma, akekho umuntu owangena. Futhi nesibhamu esasetshenziswa lapha kusona lesishoyo abathi basitholile umdlalo lento abayishoya ayikho lonto. Futhi omunye umuntu engimdabukelayo lo kuthiwa waka njoba isibhamu ngithi sihamba siyocheckwa lapha la kuthiwa sacheckwa khona isibhamu ngiyabadabukela nalapha ngoba ba involve manje laba abaphasisile bathi 100% lento iyamesha nalesibhamu madoda nonke nina nenze lokho niyaphakathi ngoba lento enisho yamanga akho sibhamu esimesha nalesi isibhamu kuyisona esabulala uSenzo akusona leso sibhamu mhlambe safihlwa noma ke kodwa akusona leso esikhishwe manje wonke umuntu oyesendlini uthi isibhamu esasetshenziswa kwaba yi-38 special bazokushintsha kanjani ke lokho kubhaliwe kuyi-10 ngoba zonke ezabantu abasendlini bathi kwakuyi-38 special bangazodlala ngathi labantu lezo yikhulu izona ezathintwa kuqala ngekhathi uSenzo eshona okusawumbuzo namanje uthiwayo kwathintwa lezo yikhulu kuqala engabe kuthintwa i-ambulance ezozama ukusiza umfowethu laphayana ngoba uSenzo wayengeka mhlambe futhi wayengekashona uSenzo lapha ukuba zange bayenze lento e-cover up ngabe bathinta i-ambulance noma at least bazame kona ukumphuthumisa noma ngekho right ukuthatha umuntu ungenaho ama-skills ukuthatha kodwa nje bazama umphuthumisa ukuba mphuthumise ngalesi sikhathi mhlawumbe wayezosina.
All right, Slindelo, we'll leave it there for this morning. Slindelo Masikane tracking the Senzo Meyiwa court case for us. Thank you so much, Slee, for that update.